Oh, we're on, Justin.
Yep, but I'm waiting.
Oh, you're trying to... Oh.
All right.
I didn't need the bottle opener for that. It has threads on it. I don't know why I couldn't open it.
That's okay. I heard the bottle opener work, and everybody else heard that delayed start, and, well, because that's how we start here. Welcome back to episode 72 of the Back Road Banner podcast. Here for another week. It is the middle of May. We are pushing right along into this year, pushing right along into, getting closer and closer to our third roadies, our second annual roadies, and closer to the third year. So heck yeah, we're gonna get right along with it, I suppose. Wyatt, what have you been up to, man? I know what you've been up to, but tell me about it. How's your last week been? What's going on?
It's been so goddamn long. So I told late last week, I believe I said it on the air, that I would not be recording from my home this week. Well, I was wrong. Thankfully, I am back. I was adventuring all throughout New England, specifically all throughout Maine. We left at 4 in the morning Wednesday to go to Maine. When we got there at about 2 p.m. Thursday. Stopped to sleep and stuff. But yeah, I went up there for work, and we traveled 600 plus miles to put a crane together, and then probably do about 2 hours of work, and then tear the crane apart and come home. So,
long week for short actual work time period.
It was the weirdest thing. Like, I've had, whenever you hear people say like they've had a long week, that usually means like, oh, it was absolute hell and I worked my ass off, I'm tired, and yada yada yada. Like, that wasn't the case for me, but I still had the longest week of my life.
It was genuinely long. Yeah, no, yeah. I know. It's funny, you making that comparison is actually the exact comparison that need to be made, because I feel like a lot of people will also relate to that. Like, it's not that it was strenuous work, but my gosh, was it not a lot for you? Like you're able to push it all together into 1 week, and if you could split it into two, it would have been a little more bearable. I know exactly what you mean by you saying that now. Like,
yeah, I felt like I was gone for a month.
And it was 6 days, yeah.
It was 6 days. I worked 7 days of work, Wednesday to Tuesday. Saturday was pretty light. Sunday was pretty light. Yeah, it was nice. It was a cool experience. We had fun. We did some fun shit. We almost accidentally took the truck swimming.
Yeah.
I showed you the picture of that, but I didn't show you the picture. Somebody came by and made it worse.
I also believe that, because I feel like you'd almost have to make it worse before you made it better, unless you had a big heavy piece of equipment that you could just seesaw it out.
Sunday we had a nice light day. We finished packing up the crane, and then we had, for the first time really all week, we had some spare time.
Yeah.
Saturday we had some spare time too, but we went to Portland. But that's a story I'll tell you, probably not on the air. But Sunday we went out, and they decided they were going to try to do some fishing, and we get up to this pond, lake, whatever you want to call it. It's by title, it's a pond. Like, that's the name of it, is whatever it was, pond. But it was a pretty big goddamn pond. Like, that's not how I picture a pond. I would have considered it a lake.
Yeah.
But a small lake. So I don't know. It must have been right on the borderline of the definitions there. But we get there.
Well, a lake for the most part. Well, the definition of lake and pond has to do with how the water drains, not the size. How water inflows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something super technical. With not about size itself, because you can have man-made ponds and then man-made lakes, and they're completely separate depending upon characteristics. So that almost makes sense to me. Yeah,
we pulled up there. We pull up to this pond, as it was called, and we off to our right we see this big. There's a little tiny wide spot in this big grassy area. And we thought, oh well, here's a good place to pull off. It wasn't a good place to pull off.
Okay.
We got half the truck underwater. That grass was just sitting on top of water. It was like a
Swamp. Yep.
Land, yeah.
Yep.
And he pulls off the road, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and then the truck goes. I'm looking up at him from here, and I was like, what's going on? And the guy in the back was like, I think we're in the water, boys. The driver said, no shit. I could have told you we were in the water.
Bro, rock on to the backseat driver right there. That's right. I think we're in the water, boys.
We got out of the truck. We both climbed from passenger side to out of the driver's side. And it looked kind of rough. And, you know, we had somebody else there with us that had the same truck to pull us out, but he was like 40 minutes away. So we called him, and we're sitting there waiting. And about 5 minutes before he shows up, some guy in a Tacoma shows up. And he shows up and decides, he was like, hey, I got a winch. I can try to winch you guys out of here. You could tell he just wanted to use the winch. Like, the winch was not going to pull that truck out of there.
He's a Toyota driver. And they're going to find any use to use the little... I love Toyotas. We complimented them last week. Toyotas are great vehicles.
I love Toyotas, yeah.
But they are small vehicles with little to no power outside of the vehicle itself. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Continue on. I'm excited now. This is going to be funny. It's stupid.
He goes, yeah, I can try to winch you out of this. The dude that was driving the truck said, I don't know, man. I don't want to tear up your winch. What's your winch good for? And he was like, oh, like 5,000 pounds. We're driving a goddamn F-250 Super Duty. He's not pulling that thing out of there. It's got a big ass toolbox in the back of it too, like, and a fuel tank. It's got an extra fuel tank in the back of the thing. We're like, dude, you're not getting that out of there with a winch. We're gonna break your winch cable, and it's gonna come up and then put a hole through the windshield and kill whoever's driving this truck.
I was going to ask, because there is no work truck, especially long hauling work truck, and whenever you're equipment, you do equipment that doesn't have a fuel tank in the back. So you had that fuel tank, plus you said there was a toolbox. Yeah, so that was a whole other thing. I was going to say, what about the weight capacity you guys just carrying in there? So plenty of pounds in the back to stop it from...
He was at least like, all right, well, let me try to hook you up to my towing winch, or my towing rack here. And he hooks us up, and he guns it. And the dude in the truck he puts it four-wheel drive, puts it reverse, trying to get us out. And we just moved the truck back and got it more in the water, and then almost took that guy with us.
That's good for 5,000 pounds, though, bro.
Yeah. The other guy that was with us showed up in the same truck that we had, the one that we called. He finally showed up, same truck as we had. He pulled him right out, no problem.
Yeah.
So it was really funny, though. It was really funny because while the truck was sitting there, people in Maine are super nice, by the way. I will give a shout out to people in Maine. They're extraordinarily polite people. I guess that's what happens whenever you can legally smoke weed all the time.
Yeah.
And it's small and spaced out. People aren't, aside from in Portland, and even in Portland's not big. Portland's barely bigger than Charleston. Mm-hmm. It's the biggest city in Maine, barely bigger than Charleston. And they, but yeah, people all throughout Maine are just as polite as could be. We had 10 people drive by us. Every one of them, there wasn't one that didn't stop and ask if we called somebody already.
Yeah.
You could tell it's something that happens a lot, though, because they didn't treat it like a big deal. They weren't like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Let me call somebody for you." This, that, or the other. They just pulled up and they're like, "You already got somebody coming?" We're like, "Yeah, we're good. We already called our buddy. He's got the same truck as us out of here." All right, fellas. Good luck.
Yep. That's awesome. That's good to know. You know, you can't. Especially as you get older, you can't shortchange politeness in any extent. It's a quality that becomes rarer and rarer. And you know, for people like us who grew up in Central West Virginia and just West Virginia alone, we kind of take it for granted in a lot of senses. Yeah. And I didn't realize that. I love that you've had this experience somewhere else. I didn't realize how much I took it for granted, or I guess not took it for granted, but was just so used to it because I'm ingrained in that society too in terms of being polite and whatnot. But we have a huge. The university is paid for a huge 3D tour to be made. So we had this professional filming company come in, and we were like orchestrating everything and getting our we were orchestrating the tour, and they're from Virginia. The guy's not. They're out of Virginia. The girl's from Tennessee that came, and the guy, I forget where he was from. But they came up here, dude, and they were up here for 4 days. And on the third day, I was meeting with them to help with drone shots and stuff. And I was showing them around, and they said that they got off at like 5. They said, after work we went up to Fairmont. So they drove after work all the way up to Fairmont, went to some little pub and bar, and they said as soon as we walked in, we sat down and we were talking to the bartender for a second, and he was like, "You're not from around here, are you? I haven't really seen you guys." No, you're definitely not locals. And they just started talking, and they were just telling me that throughout their multiple days here, between Fairmont, Glenville, all their stops in between, it's very rare to see that sort of politeness and, people that genuinely care about your well-being. So, I'm taking note of that now that you can get that outside of West Virginia too. It's almost a community, a small community sort of aspect rather than just a regional aspect.
Yeah, it really is what it is. It's like the more spaced out people are, the less on top of each other they are, the more prone they are to being nice.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that too, because I get a little cranky when I'm around too many people for too long. I think that's just what it is, man. I think I think everybody's got a social battery, and then once that thing depletes, anybody can be an asshole.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But if you're out in Maine, you don't see or interact with a lot of people other than when you go to the store or whatever.
And they're all good interactions.
Yeah, they're all good interactions. Because they're not overwhelmed with people all the time. So whenever they go out, they're like, "Oh yes, people, hell yeah, how's it going, buddy?"
Yep.
But
that's absolutely.
It was really nice. I couldn't help but think, whenever we were in that situation, after all those people that stopped to check on us or whatever, I couldn't help but think, how differently would that have gone here in Pennsylvania? And then it occurred to me, if that had happened in Pennsylvania, a bunch of people just would have drove by recording.
Really?
Yeah, if a bunch of people would have gone by recording it, you probably would have had some jackass teenager that would have been like, "You can't park there."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that would have been a little funny if somebody because they wouldn't have been wrong. You can't park there. We tried.
It didn't work.
No, I would have lied to him. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, look, we did.
We're parked so well we can't unpark from here." Yeah.
Yeah, we parked them so hard we can't get out.
Oh. Yeah, that's a funny point. Well, and that is how it is. Just PA alone. I mean, my short trips, my 1 to 3 day trips that I have in PA, I'm not even in sometimes I'm in the city, but not always. And that's how it is. You just, people are always in a rush for their own purpose rather than concern for any other person.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. That's good that you had decent people, and then it's funny that some Tacoma driver was like, "My Yoda's got it, buddy. Just wait." Some
super friendly dumbass was
like,
"I can do this."
But which, to be fair, at least he tried. That is more than at least he was like, "No, I got this." And he also learned his limits within that vehicle.
Yeah, he learned that his truck cannot do it. He didn't let us do it.
I also believe that, though. He probably would have blown his own motor before he...
If we didn't stop him, his truck was going down with the ship, dude. We had to stop him. We had to be like, "Hey, no, we're good. We got our bikes here."
To him, it was more honorable to lose his truck helping you guys than it was to just leave, knowing that he could leave. That, you know what?
The good captain was willing to go down with this shit.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. So you know what? As dumb as you may have been, your character traits they overshine that. They shine over that. So that's hilarious and that's awesome and good that you guys got out, obviously. But also, a cool experience for you. There's nothing better than work trips out of town. When you can spend extended time out of town, you end up with stories, whether they're small or not. Yeah. So, and whether they're direct work related or not. So, that's awesome.
I have a pretty hilarious, decent short story for whenever we're done recording that I don't want to say on here, but it's funny. It's not bad. Well, it's not bad, but I'm not trying to. By some chance, this would be the one that pops off and gets into the wrong hands, and then somebody would be like, "Oh, so this guy knows." But yeah.
Oh, now I'm excited.
I'll hold off on that one. Yeah, it's nothing too bad. It's not, it didn't hurt anybody or anything like that.
No, just entertaining. That's all it has to be.
It was really funny. It was a really funny drunk story in Portland.
That's all I'm looking for as an adult. I don't want harm to anybody, but my gosh, if it's funny, that's all that matters. It's entertaining.
It was pretty funny. It was funny. It wasn't funny until I realized that it was actually happening. Like, it was one of those things where this guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and then you're like, "Yeah, okay, bro," and then you look up and you're like, "Oh my god,
he's doing it!" Yeah. Oh, I'm all for those stories. I'm all for those. Heck yeah, let's hear that.
Yeah, it was funny as shit. But yeah, Portland kicked ass too. I guess if I were to skim over anything there, I think the this is just me, but I like seafood, but I think that like fresh lobster and fresh crab and stuff, I think it's overrated. I think it's overpriced, and I like seafood. I do. I really, really like seafood. And I went up there, and we went to this place to eat, and I thought, I was going to get some fresh Maine lobster. This is going to be the best thing ever. And it was, it wasn't bad. Like, I ate all of it, no problem. I didn't have any problem with it, but I was like, wow, I can't believe I paid $40 for this shit. This is,
I know.
It's just food.
I know exactly what you mean. It's that's when you realize, when you pay for high quality stuff, that's when you realize it's how it's prepared, not necessarily the type of meat itself. I've realized that with all the various beefs, because I've bought like the $15 to $20 per pound beef to try to test that in terms of burgers for me and Faith compared to just your regular everyday Walmart beef. It's the seasoning and how you cook it, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. All that matters is the fat content, really, I guess. And if you're concerned about what was put into it, but I know what you mean with that. And ironically enough, Faith agrees with you because she has gotten some of the best. She's been her family's traveled all over. Some of the best seafood can be gotten in cities like Myrtle Beach. Even though they'll say like the seafood's from somewhere else, I only like fish whenever it comes to seafood. So I'm like biased with it. Mine's got to be specific, but it's 100% how it's cooked. You can have some of the best. I'm gonna be honest. I've had $100 steaks before. Andy's made me the best steaks I've ever had in my life before.
Yeah, Andy's a mean steak.
Like so, but at least you can say. Again, it's something where whenever I was younger, I enjoyed food, so it was different. Now I don't. It's just fuel, and I have to do it, so it's whatever. But it's the experience. That's what I miss with food, is the different experiences you get with it. So at least you can say, hey, I've had it there. Whether I care for it or not, at least you've tried it. That's something a lot of people don't get to say. So.
And like Maine, the whole experience itself was nice. Like the whole trip to Maine, and I'm glad that I did it because without going there for work, I don't think it's a place I ever would have gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know people go there on vacation or stuff, and people that are like, it's usually people that are like big fishermen, really, really, really like to fish. Like, I like fishing, but I don't like fishing enough to be like, hey, let's go drive 12 hours to go fish in Maine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Without work, I probably never would have gone there. So I'm glad that I got to. It was cool. I got to experience some of the other parts of the trip, like how terrible Massachusetts drivers are. If you think Pennsylvania driving's bad, Massachusetts people apparently can't read. Like, the yield sign means nothing to them. They're just like, I'll merge right into the side of this. I don't care. Yeah, I almost got in quite a few accidents on the way home the other day. And the way there. But, yeah, people in Massachusetts can't drive. People in New York, and we didn't go to New York City. We were upstate. But yeah, once you get out of Massachusetts and into New Hampshire, you're fine. But Massachusetts, God, those people just
suck.
No regard for human life, including their own. They're just like, dude, I'll die right here. I don't care. I'll just merge. All right, whatever you got to do, man. But yeah, the trip was nice. I'm glad I went. I wouldn't like it. It's probably not a trip that I would have made otherwise without work. And to be honest with you, it's probably not a trip I would ever make again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, now, that's a lie. When I'm retired, I'll go up there because there's dispensaries every other block. Like, I can't partake in store activities now. But dude, as soon as you cross the state line and get into Maine, it's not, no bullshit, it's not 200 yards before you see your first dispensary. And then within 10 miles, you see another 4.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's something to look forward to with old age. Heck yeah, that is the best thing about work. See, that. I think it's awesome that the job you're doing, you're going to get to see, more than just the surrounding states. Just through surveying, I've seen every county and every inch of, not every inch, but pretty much every inch of this state in terms of the different terrains. And that's what always amazed me. So the fact that you're getting to experience actual, different cultures, that's insane. That's going to be something that in itself is so valuable to you and just your own life experience. So that's awesome.
The travel won't be a thing that I do frequently. I got really lucky with that. The fact that I got selected for the first one because they really just needed somebody to go with the crane operator.
Yeah.
That's not something that I will get to do a whole lot. It's not something I'm going to want to do a whole lot either. Like, maybe down the road if I end up operating cranes, I will. But for now, when I'm in the apprenticeship, like, my objective, everybody's objective in the apprenticeship is to learn as many different machines as you can. And I don't get to learn any machines at all if the only thing I'm doing is traveling all over the East Coast oiling for cranes. Like, it's cool and it's work and it's easy and it's good money, but like it doesn't achieve what the apprenticeship is supposed to achieve. And if you spend your first 4 years doing nothing but oiling with the traveling crane people, you learn nothing, and then you get to be a journeyman and you don't know anything, and they're like, wow, okay, you're a journeyman and you don't know anything, and they get rid of you.
Yep. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you see the progress. You have to progress within this. Yeah. Well, that's even better.
Have to learn multiple machines. So I'm fortunate that I got to do it once and this early. But unless I get into crane rental, I won't be doing it
regularly.
If ever,
yeah. Well, honestly,
it was cool that I got to.
Yeah. I think that's even better for you because that makes whenever you do get to go on those trips maybe not as unbearable because you're not doing it every single week, you're not doing it all the time, and it's also a way to switch things up, so you're not constantly overwhelmed or dreading doing the same exact thing every single day. So that's actually really cool that's how it's kind of set up for you, or how it's going to go for you anyways.
Yeah, well, what all did you get into this past week? Did you get into anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, shoot.
Or anything in the ordinary?
Well, since we last recorded, we had hooding and graduation, a bunch of dinners, so a whole bunch of work, which went good, which went fine. Hung out after graduation, hung out with my sisters and all my brothers with my mom for Mother's Day, which was actually really nice. We hung out for like 6-7 hours just all together. Sunday I went and worked and fished a little bit. Monday I hung out with Faith, so for Mother's Day. And then yesterday Layla had an appointment.
You guys did your Mother's Day late, like you and your wife did. Yeah, because I remember you texted me about that. Because I was thinking that maybe I'd be able to record, but it was a good thing that we didn't that night because I didn't get back to the hotel till late.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped driving early, and then we spent like 3.5 goddamn hours at a Buffalo Wild Wings. So.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that sucks about traveling, too. If you're traveling with somebody, you're not really in charge of where you go or when you go back to the hotel. So that kind of sucks because I was like, man, after a day of work, I was fine with going out and doing stuff or whatever. After a full day of driving, no. Like, I just sat for 12 hours. I want to go and stand up in the hotel room or lay down on the bed or get a shower. Like, I don't want to go from sitting down in the truck to sitting down at a Buffalo Wild Wings for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is something that goes with it, and it gets cool whenever you have a crew that you actually, you guys are on the same kind of frequency with. But yeah, we did that Monday. That's what I kind of worked Sunday for, was to make the money so we could hang out and do stuff. We had a good time. Yesterday was Layla's appointment, so we did that. She is now on a shot for her eczema, which costs about half of what I make a month. So we don't know what we're doing with our lives or her life, as per usual, parenthood. And well, on the good news, I got my coloring book. I got back from all my editors, all my reviewers, finished my editing. Friday night, I sat down and spent 5 hours putting it in and revising and getting everything correct. And I've got a couple draft copies officially being made. And so within the next month, I'll have actual physical copies to throw around here on the podcast to show you. And then...
Hell yeah.
Then I don't know. I'm either gonna do absolutely nothing with it and just keep it in my portfolio, or try to sell it to the college foundations or alumni office as a project. So either way, progress has been made, and something that I've been working for 18 months on. I'm glad to see it actually be finished and something finalized come through it. So that's cool.
Yeah, no doubt. That is cool.
Yeah, first real personal project that's made progress. That's been about it, honestly. I've just been contemplating life and trying to figure out what the we're doing, but that's all that's actually happened this past week. Just life. Just life.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now, I guess we can jump in the... Let me pull it up. We could get back to our NBA playoffs that we've been running down if you like.
Sure, we are very wrong on those. Second round, first round, very wrong. Second round, very wrong. Let's see where we stand on those.
I don't know. Second round, we're not doing nearly as bad as we did the first round. The Thunder, which I believe I said I had the Thunder beating the Lakers. Now, did I ever picture them sweeping them? No, but they did.
Destroyed them.
I thought the Lakers would have at least pulled out one, but no. Now the Knicks and the Sixers, I don't think we predicted a sweep for that one, but I thought it was going to be an ass kick, and I thought best case scenario the Sixers would pull out a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Timberwolves are again holding their own though. I thought they were going to get swept. I apparently don't know shit about the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I consider this is an awesome playoff time period, but it clearly shows that I'm out of touch with basketball.
The best series right now is the Pistons and the Cavaliers, which I think isn't really much of a surprise to us. It seemed about the most tight-knit one.
Yeah.
But the Pistons started off looking like they were going to own the whole series, and then the Cavs, went back home and took two, so it's even at 4, or even at 2 apiece, at 3-4. They play again tonight, so by the time this airs, what we say will be different. They're back in Detroit. Hopefully the Cavs can get one on the road, because if they want to win the series, they have to get one on the road, at least.
Yep. Yeah, I'm I don't know. I'm excited. What do they play on tonight?
ESPN at 8.
No, that's gay. I don't get ESPN.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's been cool about being in hotels for the past week, is I could just watch basketball.
Dude, that's the best thing about hotels. I'm going to be honest. It's a low-key thing that used to be taken for granted, now is appreciated by damn near every person that I've talked to that stays in hotels regularly, is cable television. You actually get, it takes you back to, oh my gosh, each channel is playing what each channel should be, rather than having 40 options of the same shit spread across 20 platforms. It's like, oh man, I remember this channel plays this plays this, and you're able to almost reminisce, switch between old movies. That's the, dude. That's the best thing about being at late night in hotels, is watching old movies, or just watching the, like TBS will run Big Bang Theory on a run. They'll do just various shows that are like binge worthy.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah, I watched
that's
a lot
awesome.
of The Office and a lot of basketball.
Yeah, that's awesome. Heck yeah.
And then every time we went to go eat, we were at like a bar and grill type place too. So even if I wasn't back at the hotel, I was still watching basketball.
Yep, that's awesome. I don't know if I really watch. I only watched one game last week, so I didn't watch too much. It was whatever that Thursday game was.
Yeah, I watched pretty much the entire.
We talked about it.
Series.
That's awesome. That's good. At least you're updated on it.
Watched a game or two of the Spurs Timberwolves. I think I only watched one of the Lakers games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I saw the Knicks at all, which is weird because I was up there. You know what I mean? And nobody had the Knicks games on. They had Yankees games on. They had Red Sox games on. They didn't give a shit about the Knicks.
No reason to. They're the Knicks, even though they're good.
Now I really want the Cavs to pull out the series like I already did, but I think the Cavs can handle the Knicks. I mean, shit, we said it last week. I think whoever wins between the Cavs and Pistons is going to the finals. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I'm going to be honest, you know how cool it would be if the Cavs won this season? Holy cow.
I'd be so pumped.
That would cement so many people's, legacy within the NBA.
James Harden would finally get one. Donovan Mitchell would get one.
And to do it with them, that's a whole nother thing. Whole nother monster.
The Cavs would finally have that satisfaction of getting one without LeBron. You know what I mean? Not like at this point in the history of the team, they're not trying to stick it to LeBron or anything, but up until this point, it's been, if there wasn't LeBron there, then nothing would have ever happened for that franchise ever.
Yeah.
Which, to this point, is true, but...
It is true, but you know what's also frustrating? Is that now being, just the basketball person that I am, the Cavs were good throughout the 80s and early 90s. So it's, they never won the championship, but they were contenders for a long time period, you know? So it's... They do get overlooked.
Mark Price and Brad Daugherty and Larry Nance and all those guys, yeah.
They get overlooked with the LeBron era, which is understandable because, again, I don't care what his percentage is. That man went to 10 finals in a row. That is something that anybody with any sports knowledge has to take and be like, okay, that, and then you acknowledge the teams that it was, and it was sometimes only him that did that. So it's, nothing against him, but it is a signifier that, hey, we're a professional basketball team. We're not just, LeBron's home stop or LeBron's home city. It is, right. They have championship caliber. Plus, no offense, I mean, maybe other than the 2016 year, because that team was stacked, this is the best Cavs team that they've had in 30 years, 40 years. Best Cavs team I've ever seen in terms of overall talent. You couldn't get away from the fact that LeBron was on that it's LeBron. But
yeah. The only way that this Cavs team this year gets any better is if you can somehow put James Harden in a time machine and take him back about 5 years.
Yep, let him...
He's still good. He's still good. It's just now he's old.
Now he's old. He doesn't have the speed that he used to, especially with his step-back threes and stuff. Yeah. He used to be an animal.
It's just good that he's on the team that he is because he doesn't have to be as good.
And that's the best thing about becoming a veteran, and a veteran that understands their role is that, or comes to understand it like he has, is that you don't have to do everything. You find what you do and do it well. Look at Ray Allen. If Ray Allen understood, especially in his latter career, that dude, I'm just a 3-point shooter. I'm an assistant man. Let me do that, and he led them to a championship. So
it's crazy because Ray Allen used to be a certified star, but before Boston, when he was in Milwaukee and Seattle and shit, he wasn't the 3-point shooter guy. He could, but that he would throw down, dude. He would get up and fucking throw down. He was just an all-around good player. And then he went to Boston, and they're like, all right, all of you guys have your own job.
Yep.
Do that, please.
That's a really funny thing to think about, too, is that Ray Allen was old whenever he got assigned the persona of being the three-pointer. Being that sharpshooter person. I didn't think about that until just now, but he did have an entire career of being an all-star. All-star. And then it was hey, this is what you are. And he was able to freaking own that thing, dude. Own that thing.
He could always shoot the three. It's just once he got to Boston, that was the only thing he did.
Yeah, and he was okay with it, though. And that's something that I think that's why so many people like him comparative to specific others that were on that Boston team is that, he didn't try to be the number one guy on that team like, the other two did. They almost nothing. I love Kevin Garnett. Paul Pierce, I like him. He's okay. But,
I like him. He's okay. That's how I feel. Yeah. I'm not a big Paul Pierce guy. I think Kevin Garnett is the shit.
Yes.
Ray Allen's awesome. Paul Pierce is just like, I'm not going to sit here and say he's bad because he wasn't bad, but there's something not as likable about him.
Yes. And honestly, what's most not now, especially with how long he's been out of the league, it's his mentality on, like, he really still thinks he was, like, the god of basketball back then, and I just find it so funny when him and Kevin Garnett get in arguments over, like, LeBron, and Kevin's literally standing up screaming at him like, you are a idiot if you think you could outdo LeBron. Like, at any point.
Paul Pierce at no point in his career was he ever the best in the league.
No. Not even close to it. Not even close.
Like, there might have been a year or two where he was maybe top 5. Maybe. And that's only a year or two.
Yeah.
Like, he was competing with, his entire career, he was competing with Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Dirk,
LeBron, D-Wade,
Dwayne Wade. For a brief period of time, you could argue Chris Paul.
Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is somebody that has stayed on shitty teams his entire career, and yet people still revered him as always being a top guy in the NBA,
Who else was he in the league competing with? Allen Iverson.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy McGrady. Vince Carter. Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett. Because Minnesota, Kevin Garnett was
the monster.
The best players in the league, yeah.
Yeah, he was Shaq when Shaq was Shaq. Like,
yeah, he was skinny Shaq. That's all he was, yeah.
He was our age, even though he's not like our generation, which is even funnier, but he was our generation's Shaq in terms of just owning everything. And having the powerhouse. Like, you had people that, like, Yao Ming, Dwight Howard that were good and stuff, but they were never that level. They were just big.
They didn't have the intensity that Kevin Garnett had.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett, like, I feel like that man cared about basketball maybe more than he cared about his family or himself. Like,
I mean, hey, he's one of the few NBA players that was drafted straight out of high school.
Yeah.
People, like, I forget about that. That dude was that freaking good. It was.
Kevin Garnett was incredible. I have him on my franchise on 2K right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What year are you in?
2008.
What team are you?
The Timberwolves. I started with the Timberwolves. Already had him. Never got rid of him. Like, okay, I'm just gonna make Kevin Garnett one of the best players ever.
And have you?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. He said, "What kind of question is that?" Yeah.
Yeah. I think in my thing right now, he's like 33 years old or something, and he's like neck and neck with Kobe in scoring and got like 12,000 rebounds and shit. Yeah,
he's up there. Yeah, he's having him a career for sure.
Hadn't slowed down. I got him and Chris Paul, so I just got 33-year-old Kevin Garnett running pick and rolls, alley-oops.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you just can't. It's funny. Basketball is a very sports in general are very subjective, but they're only subjective in the opinions that can't be argued, and the arguability against Paul Pierce's impact in basketball is very minimal for anybody outside of Boston.
Yeah, Paul Pierce was very good. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He was very good, but the sport of basketball is no different if he was never there.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally not different at all. Like,
and
maybe the only way that it's different is maybe the Celtics don't win that title in 2008, but you look at who else they had, and maybe they still did. You know what I mean?
And they would have had the money not to have him, so they obviously would have had somebody else. Yeah,
they would have had somebody.
Yeah, that's a great analysis of that.
They're Boston. Boston never.
It's Boston.
That long.
Yeah.
The Lakers and the Celtics, they're two franchises. They just never stay down for that long. They can't do it. It's not in them. They will spend every dime they got to make sure that doesn't happen.
Which it also helps that they have two of the biggest salary caps in the NBA and values in terms of franchises. So, like, people want to go. They want to be there, which is really funny. LA, you get to some extent minus the cost of everything and your taxes. Why the f would you want to be in Boston? Like, the only thing in Boston is sports.
Maybe that's why, I guess. They're like, all right, if you want to go play for a good sports town, this is the one.
Which is really funny, because there have been more than... There have definitely been time periods where they just suck, but it's just the aura of what the franchise has built. It's kind of how Chicago used to be. Eventually, they'll get to Chicago status if they can just be in enough lulls.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Chicago.
Chicago, I'd like to see Chicago bounce back in a lot of things.
I like Chicago. I don't dislike Chicago. I wouldn't mind I don't like the Cubs, which I don't know. I don't like the Cubs at all.
I don't like the Cubs because they're in the same division as the Pirates. So
I
think they can go to hell.
I don't dislike the White Sox though. I kind of like the White Sox.
I think it's hard to hate the White Sox though because they always suck for the most part.
And that really might be it.
Yeah.
That might be why I have that feeling of like not discontent for them, basically.
But the Cubs have also kind of always sucked.
The Cubs have sucked for a long time. Yeah, but I think it's because there's always been those, like... The Cubs in baseball are like the original fair weather team fans. Like... Or, fair weather fan team. Like, I don't know. It was just... Them and the Yankees.
I hate
the Yankees...
I think the Yankees can eat so much shit.
Well, what's really... Yeah. The Yankees and the Red Sox for me, and I like the Reds. I want to like the Red Sox. I don't dislike them, but I'm not a huge fan of them. But for me, those are the three teams that it's like, if you know nothing about baseball, I bet you like one of those three.
Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, it's the same as LA.
Yeah, I hate the Dodgers too.
I don't like the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Yankees. It's funny, the Yankees Red Sox thing. Like I always liked the Red Sox a little bit because they had so many players that I liked.
Mm-hmm. Like David Ortiz.
Dustin Pedroia, and let's see who else. Mike Lowell way back in the day. John Lester. They had a good handful of really good pitchers. John Lester is the first one that comes to mind. I love that guy.
Mm-hmm. See, I think I like the only reason I like the Red Sox is because of their rivalry with the Yankees. I think that
you got to. If you were gonna pick one of them, it's got to be not the
Yankees.
Yankees.
It's got to be not the Yankees, and so I think that's where my not discontent has grown from. Because aside from that, especially whenever I was younger, I only paid attention to the teams that I liked, which was the Cardinals and Pirates. So
yeah.
I don't really know too much. Still, freaking sports. Saturday was UFC.
Our plan to do a fight night fell through, but I do have a replacement plan for that I'll skim over in a minute. But yeah, let's talk about the UFC.
Okay. I think that it was a very lackluster card. Not the card itself, but the fights themselves. I was honestly just like wishing I could skip forward to the last fight throughout most of them.
That's what I thought the whole time. I was like, wow, I want to get to the main event.
Yeah.
Now the co-main or whatever, like the fight that was on before the main was bananas.
And here's the thing. I can't remember. I'm not looking at the sheet right now, but a couple of those fights leading up still weren't bad. It's just it didn't feel like a numbered event. No. It was just they were just lackluster. You know what I mean? I'm totally blanking and I feel so bad. It was in New Jersey. Who was fighting? I forget. But the only thing that I cared to talk about was the actual main event. You know.
Did you stay up and watch the whole thing?
I did indeed, and I was very tired after it, and Not excited to wake up early for work, but
No, me either. I was so pissed off.
I guess I could just say the fight itself also kind of very lackluster. It was not the battle I thought it would be in any sense.
What did you think about the decision?
I actually agreed with the decision
Really?
only because you could see, well, you could just tell he had a lot more strikes, contact strikes. Like, he made contact a lot more.
Yeah.
But he didn't have one takedown. So,
Strickland? Yeah.
yeah. So to me, it's almost like you have to look at how close were the strikes and significant strikes comparative to the two. I think it could have went either way. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think either of them performed to their top. The only thing that I do want to say about Strickland is that I want to give him major props for, afterwards coming straight out and saying and apologizing for the way he acted and the things he said, and acknowledging that, like, when you're in this sport, you have to take your mind to a different mindset, and I know that I took it too far, but it's just what I had to do at the time, and so I just man to man, I appreciated that as a fan, because there was a lot of things, even though I'm, people would probably assume I'd be a lot more aligned with his point of views. There's a lot of things that I did not agree with him saying or bringing up or doing leading up to this fight. But once the fight started and both of them came in and touched gloves, I was like, okay, they understood what it was. They both understood this was like a...
They were trying to sell the fight.
Sell the fight. And for me, I just grew up... As a fan, I have a higher appreciation for the sport when two superstars can do that, because the fight wasn't what I wanted to. Their acknowledgement of, like, I don't really necessarily think you're the worst human being in the world. I don't think these things about you. It's just, I'm literally about to punch you in the face for 15 minutes, so I assume it better...
I have to make myself want to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I have to gaslight myself into thinking that you're a scumbag piece of shit so I can whoop up on you.
Yes. And in all honesty, whenever you think about it, you're like, no, that makes complete sense. I would have to do the same. Because nobody can be in that much of a rage for that long. Like, without actually being psychotic. So,
Dude, part of me thinks that Sean Strickland says a lot of the ignorant shit that he says just to get people talking about him. Like, judging by how he's treated his past few opponents who are, foreigners.
yeah.
And, like, just judging by how, like, he seems like an incredibly respectful guy. Maybe he only respects you if you're a fighter, though. I think he might, like, so it's one of these two things. Either he's always just trying to sell himself as this and get people talking about him so everybody knows who he is, so more people watch the fights.
Yep.
Maybe that's why he says all the crazy shit that he says. Or maybe he truly feels that way, except if you're man enough to step into the octagon, he will respect you. And I'm not sure which one it is, but it's one of those.
That's a very good alternative. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's...
Like, he might be like, yeah, I hate this, and this, but if you're a fighter, like, then you're none of that to me. You're a fighter. Well,
Yeah. That's what I identify you as. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Especially with, like, just his like sparring videos and the various videos you get of him in interviews. I think you're right. I've never thought about that. But I think you're right. I think you just have to be psychotic enough to reach a level to where he's like, oh yeah, okay, you're
like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like how respectful he is to all of his opponents after his fights and stuff, especially as ignorant and shit as he is before them.
Yeah.
Like, he always gets done, and he has nothing but kind things to say about anybody that steps into there with him. Where I'm at on that decision, I don't know if I agree with it, but I didn't disagree with it so much to the point where I was like, what the you know what I mean? Like, I heard it and I was like, I don't know, but okay. Like, I'm not a judge. I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying always trust the judges, because sometimes they do up, but it was close enough to where I was like, all right.
You could see it either way. Yeah. See, that's I would really have to look at the statistics on it, because if I was really gonna grade the fight, I don't think either of them should have won. I think we should have gave them a 6th round. Especially for it being a title fight, like. But I also don't blame either of them, because each of them found what their opponent's weakness was and just kept doing that. So it's almost like, are you really going to blame the guy for going to the one thing that he knows is working? Yeah.
Kamzat's groundwork was something to watch.
Insane. It was so funny.
It was incredible. I was like, well, he's just doing whatever he wants down there. It's like he's playing PlayStation, and he's like, all right,
I'm going to do, yeah.
Doing all the controls, and there's no counters or anything.
It was so funny. Every time they pull the camera and he was on Strickland's back, and you just see Strickland sitting there, and it was like in his brain, he's like, what do I do? But in his face, it was like, I'm tired of this guy being on my back right now. Like, I'm just sitting here in the corner again. And every time there was only one time where he really had control on the ground.
Yeah.
On that entire fight. But nothing really resulted from any of the groundwork in that entire fight. So, did you hear that the announcer say that was the first time that in like 6, 7, 8 fights, something like that, that Khamzat didn't get didn't attempt to take down in a round? It was like round 3 or 4. He didn't take or attempt to take down, and it's the first time. Or maybe it might have even been his UFC career. It was something crazy. I was like, holy cow. Like, that shows that that's not working.
Yeah, dude, we're on the countdown to Freedom 250 now. I think that's the next big event. Yeah, that's the next numbered event, which I guess is not even a numbered event other than the 250 they put after it.
Hey, on Sunday is Netflix's event.
Yeah, is that Sunday? I thought it was Saturday.
Whatever the 18th is. I think it's the 18th. I might also be wrong on that.
I thought it was the 16th. Let's see.
See, you're probably right. I don't know.
That's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, Saturday, May 16th. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about earlier. I think if we're available, which I'll be available. I'm not going to be called back to work for at least a week, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm number 18 on the list. I get a little break. But if you're free Saturday, I think that's got to be our next fight night. Fight night 2 is not even UFC.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. That'll be a good night of fights. Like, entertaining at the least.
It'll be, like, it might not be the most sound, technical, clean, like, smooth going fights you've ever seen, but we'll have some funny shit to say.
And honestly, that's better for us, because we're not the smoothest, most technical commentators.
We're not experts.
No, or even close to it. I'm actually the farthest thing from... No, my wife's the farthest thing from a UFC expert. I, at least, understand a little bit about the sport. So, but yeah, definitely not commentator status. So this will just be fun to commentate the actual people, too, because unfortunately with UFC, all these people are actual fighters throughout their lives.
Yeah.
Netflix is like, hey, bring me the money and or bring me the views and I'll pay you. So they don't care.
There's an event sometime soon. It's like free to watch. I think it's on YouTube or something. Where Johnny Manziel is fighting Bob Minnery.
What? We have got to watch.
I was like, this is the damn meme fight show. We have to do something for this.
When you're editing this, you need to go online and find, like, you know how they make a promo, like,
card? Yeah.
Card?
I'll go to Instagram right now. That's how I found it.
Yeah, find that, screenshot that, and throw that up so if anybody's watching this, they can see that, because that'll make that even better.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You remember who Bob Minnery is?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, dude. We love Bob. We were part of his real generation of popping off, and then he just became an old douchebag that's money chasing and.
His a bit of a doucher now, isn't he? Yeah, we were with him from the jump back whenever we were in college, and he was just doing funny ass voiceover commentary for sporting events.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Sorry for my language. That's gonna be good.
Yeah, let me read this card to you. I don't know who any of these people are, but it's so funny. Some of these names, because they're not real names, they're the names that people would know them by, and I don't know them. So we've got Britton Norwood against Alvin Varmal Jr. That one's not too funny. Andrew Garcia and Deshaun Prather. AP the Fighter versus Ethan Stern. Gabe Silva, Malcolm Peck, Antonio Williams, Haskell Rhodes Jr. Sorry. Fly Soldier and Jeremy Smith. No Neck Jay versus Shane Chance. Dom the Troll versus Tommy Tough Knuckles.
Bro, I think that this needs to be This needs to be a fight night for sure. This sounds like an actual BBP fight night lineup to me. And
it's next weekend. So the Rousey Carano is this weekend. This is next weekend.
Oh, I will not be here for the 23rd. Damn. That's the 23rd, I'm going to assume.
Yep.
That's Labor Day weekend. I'm going to be down south. Darn it. Yeah, that one. Oh, man.
Yeah, and then the co-main event is Ray J against Super Hot Fire.
What the heck? The jokes that I could have loaded up and ready for this. Oh, the jokes that would just come to mind.
And then Johnny Manziel and Bob Menely. That's crazy.
Oh. What the heck? See, you gotta give props to entertainment. When entertainment companies find value in anything, they're gonna chase that freaking money. And it may not be good, but at least we get one or two of these events. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I like a good whole show of people that have no idea what they're doing fighting each other.
Imagine the amount of ads that YouTube's free. Imagine the amount of ads YouTube's gonna play though.
Oh God.
They're gonna have to.
I don't even know if it's on YouTube. It just says it's free to watch, but I don't know if it means it's on YouTube.
Or just streaming through YouTube, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. It says live on all platforms. YouTube, Kick, Twitch, X, and TikTok.
Oh, okay. So it's a big...
Yeah, so it's everywhere.
Dang. Big company.
Yeah, if you're not free, I might try to see if I can find a replacement and at least do something for it.
Yeah, dude. Do a fight night. That would be fun.
I think that'd be incredible. But yeah, we definitely gotta. If you're available, I definitely should be. If you're available, we definitely got to do one for the shit Saturday. That's gonna be fun too. Let me look at the card for that. I was pulling up the card for that, and Nate Diaz is fighting.
That's the card for Nate Diaz. Yes, on Netflix. Yeah. Yes.
Nate Diaz and Mike Perry.
Yep.
Francis Ngannou's fighting.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one we talked about. They're paying Nate 10 to 12 million, Francis like 20 million. So I mean, the amount of money that's in this card is retarded.
Yeah, the main card's only 5 fights. The prelims have 6.
That'll be cool though. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, we should do a fight night for at least the main card.
Yeah.
I feel like if we did one for the main card and the prelims, it would be like 6 goddamn hours.
It'd be way too long.
We should do all that.
We'd be asleep by the time. Yeah, main card would come. I'd be tired, honestly. I know I would be. Yeah, that'd be great, dude. Netflix has been pumping out some good ass shit. I got to get them props. I'll get into a movie that's not on Netflix. I'm gonna recommend to you. Not my review, but gonna be a movie I recommend. But on Saturday, Netflix did the Kevin Hart roast. They did it live. I didn't watch it live.
I really want to watch that.
Then I won't spoil anything, but I will just say this. The Kevin Hart roast may go down as a top 5 roast all time.
Really?
in my opinion, as somebody that I believe I've watched every roast, or at least, I think so. Anyways, it is
every
the most
major one.
Every major
one, like, between Comedy Central and Netflix. Yeah, I believe.
Yes, and I've actually watched a lot of HBO ones too, so I'm sure you have too. Because
HBO, I don't know if I have.
I think HBO put out a couple roasts, but either way, specifically, yeah, the Netflix and Comedy Central, definitely a top 5. It is the most racist one that you will have, and the fact that it is out right now. Oh, absolutely, dude. The jokes that are said throughout, it's a over 3 hour thing. As somebody that started to fast forward, there's a part, I'll just say it, where Lizzo comes on screen. I asked Faith, I said, can I fast forward this? And she said, yeah, I don't care. Because obviously I don't want to hear people play music or anything. Don't fast forward a second of the Lizzo part.
I saw a clip of a joke that she told that was actually really funny. Now, I'm sure somebody wrote it for her, but it was hilarious. I forget what it was.
Yes. No, she's... Everybody up there, there's only one person that comes up there that I'm like, okay, yours isn't. Theirs wasn't funny. My only complaints about the entire thing is that, one, however big that prompter is, every person on that panel, as the person that's up there is reading jokes, every other person's eyes on that panel is on the prompter too, and it's just, you either see them laughing or pointing or doing things, or it's just the fact that they're staring at it, and it's like, nobody should know what joke is being said aside from the reader. Like, that you ruin it within that. But, and then the second thing is how much, like, everybody knows that you're not writing all these jokes. Everybody knows that there are writers for these things. There was not a person that went up there, aside from the comedians who obviously wrote their own jokes, that did not say through sometime in their thing, well, I didn't write these jokes, but, and it's like, dude, stop breaking that barrier. Like, you don't see wrestlers out there saying, we practiced this 6 times.
That's what I was about to say, is that, like, that would be like a professional wrestler going up there and, like, in the middle of their promo being like, man, whoever wrote this promo did a good job.
Those are my only 2 complaints about it. Every other thing. Oh, also Regina Hall, she's a panelist on that. She's on the panel. She's on the Dela. That girl. It's funny because I pointed it out to Faith and she said, I've kind of noticed it now too. Faith, while we were watching it last night, just looked up on Reddit. There are Reddit threads about this. Regina Hall, she's a big actress, been in all kinds of stuff. She looks like a complete the entire time. Every time there's a joke said, doesn't matter if it's pushy, racist, bassist, like the most vanilla jokes, she is constantly looking like disapproval. And it is...
I knew that name. That's the woman from the Scary Movies.
Scary Movie 2, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I think she was in 2, 1. I don't think she was in 3, in 4.
Yep. She's been... Yeah, so she's a big actress. She's a legit name. Dude, just pay attention. Well, you'll see it because for some reason they show her a lot. Also, Netflix, very bad on you guys. The cameramen in the crowd need to be on people that find jokes funny. There's a fair amount of jokes in there from the people that aren't comedians, Wyatt, so you'll understand this, that, are just very vanilla, basic jokes for... We wouldn't find them funny. I didn't find them funny. But some people did because it's just their type of humor. But the problem was, every time they'd say a very vanilla joke, the cameraman in the crowd would pan to a real comedian, and the comedian would just be looking there like... And it would just make it feel like that's not hitting, even though it's like, well, no, you're on the wrong person at this time period, bro. Like...
Now, the one person whose set wasn't funny, was it by any chance Chelsea Handler?
Yeah, hers wasn't funny. But I will say, I didn't expect hers to be funny. She took more shots in that Kevin Hart roast than cum shots she's taken throughout her life period. And I'm only saying that because...
I saw Shane was shitting on her crazy.
There is no... Every single person was. Here's the thing, though. Shane meant it. Shane was mean.
He wasn't, like, telling jokes. He was just like, yo, this lady sucks.
And that's another thing as a host. Play it off a little bit, bro. Play it off a little bit. He did not. But also, damn good job as a host. It was so funny. He caught himself in the middle of the time. He was reading a joke, and he said, oh, this is not. And then he stopped himself. All he said, this is not. And then he read the joke, and I paused it. I said, Faith, he was saying out loud into himself, this is not going to go well. And then he said a slave joke, and it was... I said, Faith, he knew that this was not going to go well. It was just so funny. It's good.
He shredded Chelsea Handler, which, like, was funny to me. Because I'm like, yeah, this lady, like, I know she's a comedian and she's had her success and whatnot. She had no business being here. Like, if you can't handle roast-style jokes, don't go to it.
Yep.
But, yeah, his didn't seem like jokes. His seemed like he was upset that she was a part of that. I was upset that she was a part of that. As soon as I saw that she was there, I was like, oh, God. Like,
see, that...
serious right now?
That's how it is for me, because to me it's like, okay, the only person that needs to be there, and I even, whenever he's out there, I tell Faith, like, Jeff Ross is the only person from Comedy Central Roasts that needs to continue on, and it's because
he's the roast master.
He's the roast master, and they don't say that because he started it. They say that because he can take them as much as he dishes them out, and they are on point. Like, he is the best. He will make... And it's so funny. When he came out, I pointed out to Faith, but she's like, what's wrong with him? And I was like, he says it in his acts at multiple points, but I told him about his disease, his chronic disease he has, about losing his hair and everything, and that's why he looks funky. And she knew exactly what I was talking about. She was like, oh, okay, that's all it takes then. And once she knew that, she was like, well, she understood all the jokes that were made because it fit even more. But it's just, he's the roast master. He has to be there. Anybody else, no offense, 2005 and 2007 Comedy Central does not hit 2020 comedy. Like, not in the same way. There was somebody up there that she didn't know, that Faith didn't know, that needed to be up there and needs to be up there for a lot more. And that is Big J. Okerson. I was blanking on it.
Yeah. Not even big anymore.
Not even. He's just Jay.
He's just Jay Okerson.
Yeah. But that he came up there, which a lot of people you could tell didn't know who he was aside from the comedians, because a lot of people didn't specifically address him. But man, when he went up, he just nailed, showed respect to Kevin, and sat down. And it was like, guys, that's the example. That is the example of how to do it.
I remember what Lizzo's joke was now. It was hilarious. Of course, I know she didn't write it. This is one that was simple enough to where, like, I'm sure she still didn't write it, but she could have. Mm-hmm. And it was still funny. But I saw a clip of it, and she said that Shane Gillis looks like someone tried to draw Buzz Lightyear from memory.
Dude,
oh my God.
Me and Faith cracked up on that. That was, you know, in her set, though, she does say one joke, and it hits, and it's so funny that she's excited for herself that she's like, guys, I said that. Like, I just thought of that. Yeah. And it actually adds to it. Also, Lizzo's obviously lost a lot of weight from Ozempic and the other things. Props to that girl, because she takes those fat, which obviously she's still very large, 300 pounds, very large, but she takes those jokes just as good as anybody else.
Really? That's good.
It is really, like, it actually changed my perception of the woman. Yeah, it was really good.
That'll earn me some respect. She earned a little bit of my respect, the fact that she would step into a roast.
Dude, just wait until you see the way she steps in. That alone, I was like, Netflix holding, they're crossing all bars and T's within this HR suit that they're probably going to get filed. It is, dude, it's great. I highly recommend it. And whenever you watch it, you should let me know, because we'll talk about it next week, but we'll also just talk about it because that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it tonight.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it with Jocelyn. She's not a big stand-up comedy person, but I told her, I was like, this is a roast. This is different. I was like, you have to watch this. Like, it's not, like, yeah, it's stand-up comedy, but it's not. Like, it's different. Like, roast comedy is different than stand-up comedy. Like, they're all just sitting up there shitting on each other.
Yes.
You get to hear the shit that they're talking. You get to see other people's reactions to it. Like, you will really enjoy this, I promise.
Yep. And it's such a good example of true comedy because certain people even pointed out that, like, this is comedy. If you as a comedian can come up, shit on somebody, take the shit, and then be like, I love you, bro, and really mean it, it shows that, like, it's an art form. It's not a complete diss to you. And, you just get a full appreciation. Like, Faith really enjoyed it. She only watched, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours of it. But she really enjoyed it overall. It was cool. It's very good. I highly recommend it. And for people that don't like comedy, it's got enough pop culture kind of awe to it that it's like, heck yeah.
Now, is Kevin Hart the first person in history to be roasted twice?
Was he roasted already?
He did a Comedy Central. They had a Comedy Central on him, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man, that must have been early then.
I thought they did.
Was that when Comedy Central was dying? Because if so, that would make sense. Because Kevin popped off big in like 2012, 2013 era. And that's about when Comedy Central was dying.
No, maybe they didn't have one. Hold on, let me find. No, he hosted one. He hosted one is what it was.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta look up the list just to make sure I'm not wrong about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeff Foxworthy, Pam Anderson, William Shatner.
Oh, was that the roast of William Shatner?
Yeah, Bob
Yeah.
Saget, Larry the Cable Guy, Joan Rivers.
Oh, that's
David
one I haven't seen.
Hasselhoff, Donald Trump, Charlie Sheen, Roseanne Barr, James Franco, Justin Bieber. Kevin Hart hosted the Justin Bieber. That's what it was.
Okay, yep. Thank you for reading that off too, because that also gives any viewer, but also us, clarification. The only Comedy Central roast I have not watched is the Joan Rivers one.
I haven't watched that one either. Yeah.
That's the only one of those.
It's rated worse than the other ones.
Well, me personally, I don't.
Never mind. The Bob Saget one's rated like shit. But I don't think that's like review ratings. I think that's like TV ratings.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't specifically remember because it's just been so long, but I don't remember anything that I hated about it. I remember I liked seeing, because that for the first time for a lot of the generation was the first like actual clue as to the comedian that got Bob Saget like his sitcoms, and so to really see him be inappropriate and straight out as the dad from Full House, that was that was a different. That just took me as a surprise, but it was cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I highly recommend this. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, one last thing on this one: the worst person on this entire roast was probably Tom Brady. He made an appearance, and he shouldn't have. Tom Brady sucks. Not at football, at comedy. And marriage.
I remember Peyton Manning was on a roast. He was on a couple, I think. He was on Tom Brady's, and then I believe he was on one of the Comedy Central ones.
Yeah, he's been on.
I might be wrong about him being on one of the Comedy Central.
No,
I thought he was on two.
That sounds.
He was on one like right after he retired, I thought.
Yeah, 2016, the Roast of Rob Lowe.
Yep. Yeah, I'm reading that right now. Yep.
Yep. Which also makes sense. I remember the Rob Lowe roast. That was a good roast, too. Especially as somebody that was young growing up, knew him specifically from Parks and Rec at the time. I didn't know so much about his past, so very cool.
Yeah, I wish they did these more often.
I'm glad they don't, only because I do think you need to you need to reach a specific pedestal to deserve it, and the only thing they need to do is also, first of all, another thing, you should not be allowed to mention in a roast, because it's not actually funny, is that the only reason you're here is because of the money. That's not funny. Like, it doesn't matter how you phrase it, like, shut up. That's just dumb. Obviously, you're there because you're paid, but shut up. That annoyed me. Dude, you hear it a lot in this one, and it's like, after the first person says it, everybody else has to cross that off their list. Like, you can't continue to say it.
Yes, yeah, if you're going to say it, it's got to only be one person.
Only one person.
Not everybody that walks up there is going to be like, well, I wouldn't be here if they didn't pay me nice. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're not going to walk up in here and do your job for free. I wouldn't either.
Yeah. It's so funny. Draymond Green's up there for whatever reason. One person calls out the reason. They say, you're only here because you got kicked out of the playoffs. And, but every single time somebody is like, and Draymond, and whether they're, just any time they mention his name, the entire crowd boos. It's the best. Like, from start to finish, full 3 hours, you don't hear his name without it followed by boos.
I saw a clip of him shitting on Chelsea Handler, too, while also, like, shitting on himself at the same time. He said that he wouldn't sleep with Chelsea Handler because he's Draymond Green, he doesn't hit threes.
Yeah.
I said, oh! It's funny because Chelsea Handler's really not bad looking. It's just that, like, she's very, 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 very unlikable. Like,
yep.
She's just a condescending shitbag human being that, like, has no business being on a roast.
Yep. It's so funny. She's the opposite of Nikki Glaser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. She really is.
Yep. I love Nikki. She's awesome. And she's honestly the exact same person with the exact opposite personality traits. Like, just a little younger.
Yeah.
Very funny. But yeah, check that out. That's worth it. Not Comedy Central. Netflix, you actually did good with that.
They need to bring Blake Griffin back for one. Blake Griffin was on the Caitlyn Jenner one.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the Caitlyn. See, I forgot.
Was that the roast of Caitlyn Jenner, or was Caitlyn Jenner just invited to the roast?
I don't know, but there was a roast of Caitlyn Jenner. So
then he was at that one.
I'm pretty sure there was, because that...
Blake Griffin's actually a really funny guy,
yeah. Yeah, and he can take jokes. That's...
Oh,
yeah.
He can, yeah. He's funny. He makes jokes about himself.
Yeah, that's good.
I wish Joe Rogan would do a roast. I don't
see him
ever doing it. But...
He got mentioned so many times in terms of having his balls in Tony Hinchcliffe's mouth. Like... It was so... Faith actually commented on me. She said, why is everybody calling him gay and racist? And I was like...
Well...
here's the thing. The racist stuff, I don't agree with, because he just says jokes. The gay stuff, even he is along with. So that, it kind of tracks. But, they go hard on Tony.
Was that after he already went up? Because you should have just told her, like, wait until his set.
No, he didn't go. No, Tony did.
Wait till his set, you'll understand why they call him both of those things.
Yeah, Tony. Well, what's funny is Tony wasn't the most racist. Like I said, this was the most racist through and through roast that I've ever seen. Like,
that's awesome.
Actual straight out racism, not just points of like who you are. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say who. But
were there some jokes where you were like, oh?
There was a joke about hanging Kevin Hart from a bonsai tree. The word was lynching him from a bonsai tree.
Wow, okay.
Still not the most racist thing said.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, I'm telling you, the things that Netflix allowed, it was like comedy is back, and comedy is back in a way of like everybody can genuinely laugh. Even if you feel uncomfortable, the people that do enjoy it can laugh without shame. It was because there were multiple ones where me and Faith were like, okay, that's just straight racism. Like that wasn't funny funny to me.
It wasn't even a joke. He just said something bad about black people.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was just good, and it's not just black people. It's every sort of race. It was good.
That makes it better.
It makes it so much better because it's it doesn't seem so signaling. But very good.
Though, is that it is only good if it's funny. Like it's fine, but it's got to be funny. Because if it's not funny, it's just like, oh, that's just how you feel.
Yep.
That's not good. That's not good if that's how you feel. But if you can make it funny, it's great.
It's all that matters because it's comedy, and there is that barrier. You can mix that line of like pushing the envelope and still being good and entertaining. That's the job. But
I'm glad you said Shane Gillis hosted that, right? I knew he was there, but he was the host.
He was the host.
I love seeing him get as big as he's gotten because holy shit, does that guy deserve it?
Yep.
He's such an incredible comedian. He seems like a genuinely good dude. I listen to his podcast all week. Whenever you do goddamn 30 hours of driving up and back, you get to listen to a lot of the Matt and Shane secret podcasts.
That's a good show,
so
dude.
Funny, dude.
That's awesome. A good show.
And I learned they probably do ad reads better than anybody that I've ever seen in my life.
The only person I think they do ad reads worse than is Ari Shaffir. Ari Shaffir does ad reads, but he does ad reads. Ari has it in his contracts for all of his advertisements that he gets to create the advertisements. Like, he's going to push your product, but he's doing it in his way, and every single one of them is like, yes, 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 please do that.
Shit. We skimmed over all the stuff that, I don't want to say skimmed over, but we talked about all the stuff I had very much to say about. Do you have anything? I'm sure you have something written down. I haven't had the time to even think about writing anything down, unfortunately, other than my adventures. But
actually, I don't. Episode 72, I've got 3 things written down aside from my recap, and that is questioning life, because I'm constantly doing so, and then NBA playoffs and UFC -Strickland. I've got one thing, but it's my review.
Well, we could always break out the wheel.
We could absolutely. Let's break out the wheel. I want to show you this real quick. So I've been working in the past week. This one is going to be for you because I accidentally got the scales wrong. And it's a little big for the cards.
That's awesome. Let me take a picture of that.
If you see there, it says plus cancer because Deadpool has cancer. That's unfortunate.
I was about to say, you better not be giving me any spoilers here for my future.
I hope not. Oh my gosh, that would be a terrible play. But
that'd be awful.
Minus the cards, I've got 3 cards that are blank that I want to do for this podcast studio, the one at your mom, or just your room at your mom's that we set up, and then your room there. But aside from that, as of now printed, I got them all mixed up. I have 30 plus Backroad Banter playing cards with a variety of everything from this one right here is Cosmic Wyatt. That's pretty cool. Wyatt, I want to show you this one. We do indeed now have a fusion card. You want to have your fusion card.
That's awesome.
I've got a fusion that's already made. I can't reveal it to you yet, but man, It's going to be an in-person sort of reveal podcast because it's made I've only told 2 people about it, but they have literally cried laughing, both of them, because it is that good of a fusion.
That's awesome. I'm excited for that.
We do have a Bushman like you wanted, but we got a turkey hat, Chuck Norris. We got the cock and bull. We got a Dubby shaker because if you get your shaker and you mix it with your powder, then you get your Dubby energy drink, and that's what you need to really feel fueled.
And if you use a promo code Backroad on Dubby's website, whenever you order that, you do get it a little cheaper, 10% off, I believe. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've got all kinds. I've got point is, I've got a lot. I do want to show you this. Here's our official John Cena card. And I promise you guys, this is John Cena. And later in the series, there's an alternate card where we use a UV light that shows heat signatures, and we actually get you get to see him in black and white imaging, because that's the only way you can see ghosts and invisible people. But you'll want to collect that card. But I've actually got about 52 made up. I just haven't. I ran out of paper. I got to buy more paper. Yeah, but it's going good, dude. This card deck is looking good, and I'm excited for you to see it all and us to continue add. I'm slowly adding off of the list that we made, marking off, people and things. We added a roadie. We got the roadie award in there for everybody. You're gonna.
That's sick.
Yep. You want your roadie. You got your Spotify, alternate logos, anything and everything. Richard Petty. I added. Oh, this one's the coolest. I just want to throw this in. Show this. This is the last one I've printed off. Number 32 so far. And this is whenever you want your opponent to just go downhill. You play the Rock Bottom Express, but if you look in the top corner is the actual bus stop sign that SpongeBob stands at while he's at Rock Bottom. It's right in the bottom.
Awesome.
So yeah, very excited for this.
Yeah, dude. Once we get another 100 episodes in or something, hopefully we'll have so many things that we've talked about to where we can just have our own ideas that we can print off on these things and not get sued for them and create a trading card.
Oh my gosh, dude. And that's the thing, I'm keeping up. We're doing pretty solid so far, because the biggest thing, like, I have Michelob's, and by the way, you can get party packs too, which come with like 7 to 12 beers, and those are more powerful than your single beer cards. But I've made Michelob cards and stuff. I thought about it. I'll just take these labels off. I'll just redo the labels in terms of our logo or something, and that'll seal that.
Yeah, or you could do the same thing except change the text on them. Like, keep the font, but instead of Michelob Ultra, it just says Backward Banner.
Exactly. Get away with all of it. That is my hope. That is my hope. Right now, we're going to have an original run of 99, but you're going to have the extra cards that go up to 155. Right now, I'm thinking 149, but 155 sounds better. I like Pokemon numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We got a whole damn Pokédex.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm so excited to, see these in person.
Well, yeah, I'll try to. I forgot to. Next week when I get paid, I'll get more paper, and I'll continue printing the ones that I have made out. But they're going good so far. There's only been 3 that I've noticed that I have to redo things on. The corners where I make custom, attributes or whatever. I have a couple of them that say 16 pounds from where I made Tony's, so I got to correct to those ones. But other than that, they're looking solid. Deck's going good.
Yeah, yeah. That's such a brilliant idea.
I have an Oreo one made up, by the way. He's the only cat we have so far, but he's regular cat. We have Toilet Toady, but
Toady, yeah. But only one standalone cat.
And only one standalone cat, so he's like number 37 in the list. So I'm excited though. I want an odd ollie. Anytime you get it.
You gotta also have a Tony. You gotta have a not Tony, which is cinnamon, and then you gotta have also not Tony, which is simple.
Not Tony.
Simba could be Fluffy Tony. He's Tony with extra hair.
See, yeah, I want all of these. I have a card made up. I've built it, but I don't have a picture. The weirdest or most just abnormal picture you have or can get of Ollie, I've got an odd Ollie card I want to do, and it would just fit so well. I like these cat themes.
I got another one that I got another idea that I'll give you off air whenever I tell you the story about the story I was going to tell you.
Okay.
It'll be something that only we understand, but that's fine. I mean,
yeah.
It won't be just us that understands it. A couple other people will understand it too, but
I'm going to be honest. I found the original picture of Dylan that you sent, so Dylan, the original Dylan, is on the Dylan.
That kicks ass.
Yeah.
Those so bad, dude.
He's on the Dylan playing card.
I'm going to buy you a shitload of paper for you to print me off a deck of these as
well. So the Dylan one's cool because people that didn't know, that's the fun fact at the bottom. The roe deer grow inflatable fur during the winter, so that's why he looks like the way he does. But
swollen?
their defense mechanism's actually like a bark. They bark. So his attack is a bark-bite combo, but his special ability is making him at night because he's, well, you can see. You can see. He's special. But a lot of these will be, like, we got a Hunger Quest card of Tony and Ollie from that comic I made. A lot of these are specific to us, but that's what makes it better. My little brother Caleb thought they were hilarious, so that's all that matters.
That is good. I'm glad that people that aren't us think it's funny.
Yes, yeah. Whenever I showed this,
at least a small handful of people watch. I hope they keep doing so.
It's very cool. So that's about where I'm at with those. Continue to work on those as I work on, I don't know, regular life slowly. And who knows, by the end of the year we might have a full deck built out with some odds and ends, and we'll continue to add them too as we just get funny ideas throughout the process of this thing.
Yeah. What is your favorite one so far out of all of your cards, Steve?
Out of all of my cards, let me go to the PDF, because you know what, I can even make off a PDF so you can see it. You can look through.
I like the giant one of me. I think that kicks ass, but only because it's huge, not because it's me. Because you accidentally made it massive. Like that.
Way too big. Well, these right here, this printed out is at 130% scale of the actual design that I did, because I designed it a little too small. So I had to get the sizing right for these. I don't know what I clicked for that one, but it was too much. But whenever I saw it, I was like, okay, that's actually pretty funny. My favorite so far that I've made, I've got Dill Pickle Juice. I've got the Sweet Tea Pump from Selena 52. That's a card that you can play. I did do a Liquid Courage one. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to show it. Okay. I've got a lot of really good ones, actually. I think you'd enjoy these. My favorite is going to be a fusion card. So this is later in the series. This is card number 63 in the series, everybody. It's a little sneak peek, but that's okay. So, we saw the regular John Cena card. We're also...
Let me take this drink first before I spit it all over the place.
We talk about our cats. We're going to have cat cards of all of our cats, different variations. Well, I thought, whenever you gave me an idea of using that photo last week, I came up with this. Hopefully you can see. Maybe not. Okay.
Let it focus.
Let's see if you can... Oh, is it going to do
Yeah,
it?
I can see it, yeah.
Okay. So the name is Cinnamon, because it is John Cena and Cinnamon, or Cinnamon. So I thought Cinnamon as a name was awesome. And everybody knows. No. Okay. If you're a wrestling fan, you know, and if you don't, if you're not, you're about to. John Cena's signature move is the attitude adjustment.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. I actually want to get confirmation from the expert on that. Okay.
That's right.
That's what I have on my card, so I was hoping to. So, the surprise attack from Cinnamon is the
attitude adjustment?
The catitude adjustment. That's absolutely right. And I don't know.
With the same brain here.
Absolutely. So, that's my favorite, and well, yeah, that's my favorite. I don't know.
Like it.
But I do have looks like I have 53 total created. I have an America one that is the American eagle choking out the Canadian geese.
We need a Jimmy's Famous Seafood card, by the way, too, and its special ability is just go for yourself.
Can you send me just something from their Twitter that would be good on a card, or their logo? Jimmy's.
I'll send you one of their go for yourself tweets.
There we go. Because those are exactly what I can work on.
Damn, it'd help if I could spell it. I'm already feeling my drinks. Do a search for the F word. Here we go. Nope, almost. That's awesome. I got so many J's in my phone that I struggle to like. I'm glad the iPhone has these backgrounds of our text messages now, because if not, I would send the wrong thing to so many people. It's from the guy that I was working with. My most 3 recent text messages are now Justin, Jocelyn, and Joe. Yes.
Gotta be very specific with who it is and what it is. Now, all of these are not done, because I still have to go in and do the specifics of them. But for the most part...
Yeah, Jocelyn said... I sent her the picture that I took. She said, "I'm sorry, did Justin pay for a printout of your head on a card?" I said, "Oh, he printed off a shitload of cards."
Yeah, that's the best thing, too. We got to start doing variations of ourselves. Like, normal us, just us from specific episodes.
You know what would be really funny to do? Because to you and everybody else, they wouldn't look any different. But I know they wouldn't look any different because I've now wore this hat 2 straight podcasts, and you probably think this is the one that I've worn for most of them. But we could do one in this hat, and then we could do one in this hat.
That's the variations. That would be great.
I got reskinned. Yeah, I got a new hat.
Okay, whenever after we're done recording, whenever we take when we take the podcast photos, I'm gonna keep that one for that. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Alternate hat Wyatt.
Just reskin. No, we got to do it sometime. I got to do laundry. I don't have it clean. But we got to do it in my other Carhartt hoodie.
Yeah.
My other Carhartt
That way
hoodie with a different hat. It's got Wyatt and Evil Wyatt.
That's what we can name it. That's exactly what we can name it. I don't know if that worked.
And I could put on Jocelyn's headphones that are these same headphones, but they're purple. They're right in front of me.
Dude, literally, that's the best. I want variations of stuff, because that's the best thing to put at the bottom of these. Like this one right here, I just put "Watch for rare sightings of Deadpool" on the BBP. But that's what I would put is like, "You've pulled an alternate Wyatt, maroon cap." You know, something that's really stupid and specific, but then it's like, oh yeah, we need to collect all of these. I'm excited because I'm trying to figure out, since 52 is the regular deck size, I might work on building out an actual deck and have a deck printed and shipped here, or like a box, so that I can put just, even though these are cheap, like my printed ones. And the more that I print, like these ones aren't bad, but they end up getting off-centered on the back. Like I tried to have a black logo inside the white, but you see that, you know, so they end up getting a little off-centered, so I might end up having to redo those, but that's the hope within all of it. For later, I sent you that PDF just so you can view it and stuff, and you can see what we have so far.
The one with your bullying shirt.
Oh yeah, dude, my brother's. That's the first one he pulled whenever I was showing him, and I was like, "Oh shit, I should have hid this one."
Bushman. Chuck Norris is killing 2 stones with 1 person.
Yeah. I thought that was fitting. Chuck's special ability is uniting generations, because that's what he has done.
These kick ass. These are so funny. The banner wheels got one. I love it.
I'm trying to. I want to find a way to incorporate as many things actually from us as we can.
the Oreo one. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be an Oreo one or if it was supposed to be a Tony one. But this one, it's got an orange frame. It says Tony, and it's a picture of Oreo.
Oh, I gotta change the name. It's just changing the name.
Oh, okay.
Because if you look in the bottom, I've got him as Fat Bastard, because that's what we used to call him.
That is also what Tony would be, too. So, yeah, that's why I didn't know which one it was supposed to be. I'm like, this is interchangeable. They get the two-card set.
Yeah, I think Tony's later on. I was like, Oreo's got to be the first actual regular cat.
Yeah, no, I see Oreo's got his own card here.
Oh, Oreo's got his own.
His frame's black. Yeah, the Tony one, you got to change the picture.
That's right, because
everything else is Tony, yeah.
The weight is what changed. I was like, yeah, Oreo was, I'm going to say was 18.
Yeah.
I need to change that.
Dill pickle juice. Oh, and then there's a cinnamon one that is a picture of Oreo.
It's so that I know I don't like having nothing in there.
Fair enough.
Then you get...
Oh, yeah. Oreo's just a placeholder for all the cats.
All the cats, yeah.
LD.
Yeah, you see the card number that take time and enjoy a pleasure break.
Jugman and Friends and his Jeffrey goddamn Epstein.
Character type, role model. Yeah, I gotta work that. Yeah, like I said,
those are good.
I'm working on some of these, but they're in progress, and that's the point. All things we enjoy.
Awesome. These are great.
All things we enjoy. Oh shoot.
Yeah, if you'd like to, we can break out the wheel for a spin or two.
Yeah, let's hit. Yeah.
And then
end with good conversation.
Then we can pack it in.
Yeah. Let's see. Bitter wheel. Gotta find this thing. Well, finally got it pulled up. Sorry, it took a second. I had to find it. Our spin for the day. Well, this one almost goes along with it. We'll end up having to have two. Who is your favorite comedian of all time?
All time, huh?
Yeah. I wrote favorite comedian, so you can just list a couple, because it would be hard for me to actually put, I guess, my favorite.
I'll go right now and all time.
Okay.
1 second.
Yeah.
My favorite right now is definitely Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is too funny. He's one of the only guys in the most recent years that got funnier instead of going the opposite direction.
Yep.
And he's funny in all kinds of shit. Like his stand-up's funny. I'm assuming him hosting that roast is also pretty funny.
Yep.
And him and his sketch comedy stuff is hilarious. Tires is funny. I haven't seen anything that he did that wasn't hilarious to me. So he's got to be my favorite comedian right now. My favorite comedian of all time has probably got to be Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I'm real big on sketch comedy stuff, which Dave Chappelle is the god of sketch comedy. Like, he's the best to ever do it. And his stand-up's also very good. And it's still pretty good. Like, even his most recent special, like, it wasn't the best special he's ever done, but it's better than a lot of people are doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's got to be my favorite comedian of all time, I'd say.
Yeah. That's fair, short to the point. That's also very easy. Mine is also, all time is also Dave Chappelle, but within that, I'm going to say my formative years of comedy were built around sketch comedy, and he hits my comedic buttons right now just like he did when I was 12, but there are some people that are on this tail end, or at least for a short time period, were with him in sketch comedy, and that's Key and Peele. Those people, I at least want to give a shout out. Legit, whoever they are now, it's whatever they do, but they were hilarious. But behind Dave Chappelle, for the longest time, my favorite comedian was Jim Jeffries. He was, again, just pushing the buttons, pushing the limits on what was said or what was brought up. And I guess because he also, I mean, I didn't realize how American he really was, but since he has toured in America and been in America for so long, I don't know, he's awesome. So those two are my favorites all time, I would say. And then right now, comedic wise, I think it would have to be Shane Gillis with everything he's doing. But the person that's right behind him is Ari Shaffir. Ari Shaffir is somebody that I can listen to. His podcast, You Be Trippin', hilarious show.
I didn't know what the name of his podcast was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's You Be Trippin', and it's literally just he just brings on people and he talks about the trips that they take, because that's what his favorite thing to do is to travel. But absolutely hilarious. Everything he does, you see him in any sort of public light. He is somebody that's true. He's like Shane. I think it's why I like him. He's the exact same person he was, but his comedy grows and evolves, Yeah. Whereas with Bert Kreischer, who used to be my favorite for multiple years, he's the same person, but his comedy's the exact same. No, you never see growth throughout it.
Right.
Ari Shaffir, and I would put Ari up. Ari's the non-mainstream favorite of mine, and then it would be Shane as the mainstream, because he's, well, everything you said. I don't really need to reiterate. It's the show's television, podcast, everything he does. He's genuinely showing that he's him. I don't know. He is that dude. He's funny.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that he's our age too. He's a comedian he's probably the first comedian that I can really say we've been able to follow along since his rise up. Not since he started comedy, obviously, but since his rise up, and that's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool to see him blow up.
I would agree. It is really cool to see him blow up. He's one of the only people that I can say that I saw before he got big. Now, he obviously had some sort of notoriety before, or he wouldn't have ever been able to host SNL to get canceled.
Yeah.
But I'd never heard of him until that.
Yeah, I wonder what it was. Yeah, I'm going to say it had to just be him being around the clubs like he was, because he says he was in clubs for 10 years before he got, real big. Which also makes sense with him and Shane. With him and Matt, they've, their history together also makes sense why they're in their mid to early 40s, hitting it when they are.
Yeah.
But that's good. That was a good conversation. Short. It's kind of what I figured it would be in terms of short. We can hit one more, and then we can go to reviews and peel on out of this biatch for a week until episode 73. This could be good. So, how has your politics or view on politics changed from being a teen to the adult years now? Not even early adult, but starting to hit our stride into real adult years.
Oh shit! I would say almost a complete 180, but that wouldn't be true. I was super right leaning as a teenager, and for no good reason, other than the fact of where we're from and who we grew up around and that kind of stuff. It was the popular thing to be. And when I was young, no matter good or bad, if it was red, then to me it was right, and I grew up to learn that oh no, there's a lot of both sides that are really stupid, and there's some things on both sides that I feel are absolutely correct, but that's the biggest thing to me that I grew up is that no sensible person is actually all on one side, on one side with everything. No normal, sensible human being that can form their own opinions agrees 100% with one side. There's no way. Anybody that does is either lying to you or lying to themselves or whatever they're doing, or they're just not that bright. You know what I mean? Because anybody that's actually done any sort of life and has any sort of life experience should know that there's it takes all kinds of people to make the world go round, and some things you're going to agree on, some things you're going to not. But like everything on that right wing side or that left wing side, if you agree with all of it 100%, you're not thinking for yourself. You're just thinking as a part of the tribe, and you're like, oh no, this is my political affiliation, so I got to agree with it. That's not true. You don't have to do that.
Yep. Absolutely. You hit it on the head with multiple points. We'll just touch on your last thing. You talked about tribe. That's exactly what it is. It's tribal thought, less individualism and less independent thinking. And not that, we're human, so we're going to go with tribes. I mean, that's why we have states. That's why we have countries. That's why we have people, groups that we affiliate with. But you're not going to be, like you said, you're not going to be a well-rounded person. You're not going to be, considered an intellectual on any extent if you only see your viewpoint and think that it's right solely because of whatever side of the aisle that you may be sitting on. It makes no sense. That's exactly how it is for me, dude. It's just the looking at it exactly how you said it. It's taking it from a singular side viewpoint, and this has to be where I stand, to taking each situation, each opinion, each topic of conversation, and seeing how it goes with my life, how it fits in with me. And that's how everybody should. That's why I think open conversation and open dialogue is so important, especially if you don't view the same as your opposing side. You need to at least have open discourse so that you can see why. I mean, tribalism happens because we are all grown up and think the same thing, we're taught the same thing, and that's okay, but we have to at least understand why our neighbors may think this, the reason why they were taught this, and that could in turn expand our own mindset in the way that we view it. I really hate that's where I'm at with politics. I hate the idea of, especially now, it's really driven in that if you're right or if you're Republican, you're a right winger, and if you're a Democrat, you're a left winger, and you're you can go all the way to the worst terminology on each side. But when really it's just like that's a small attribute of the person that I am. Same as like my political affiliation is the same as my career. It's a little tiny part of me, but it doesn't identify me as a person. And that's the biggest thing with politics now, is understanding that the way that I look at it now is I want to get to know you as a person before I actually judge based on, nonsense such as how you're voting or what, who you think is a good president or not. It's just in our everyday life, social media has really blown it up to make it think that, like, everything's in our face. But really, I was talking to Faith about it yesterday. It was election day. Most of us, especially our generation, I'm sure, doesn't know anything about local politics, about state politics. I know I'm huge into politics. I know nothing about my freaking state or local politicians. I've never cared to, and that's a huge fault on me, and I'm very sad about it. But I've still made no change in it because the perception is the federal government and national politics, they override everything, when really our direct impacts come from our state and our local officials. So, it's just a big gap that I've noticed is nobody knows everything, and that's what leads into what you're saying. It's okay to change, but it's good to be open-minded so that, you don't end up in a hole thinking that you're right, blaming it on somebody that's on the left, and even though you really dug it yourself with the way that you voted and not having a real thought for yourself, not taking into consideration. And that's the issue, is until it directly affects us, most of us just play it off like, well, it doesn't matter. We don't need to think about it. We don't need to worry about it. Until you do, which, I mean, that's how we all think, but it's something that we definitely should break because, well, eventually it will get to a point where it's affecting us and we can't do anything about it because we're dealing with the situation itself rather than being proactive. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it, dude. We're in the same boat. It's just don't be so on one side, I guess. Be open to change, life changes, and understanding the principles and values that affect your life, and vote accordingly. Because Nothing else matters. And honestly, I think it's bullshit that we are registered to one side or another. I think you should just be registered to vote and be able to vote for whoever the best person is, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's I have to vote for the best person on my party. What if I like what this guy's saying a whole lot more than both of these retards? Like, I don't want to not vote. I want my vote to go towards them. So, politics. Wow, I could get into them. You know what? I'll end on something politics. I voted for Trump. I voted for our president right now. And this dickweed, you know what? I'd say all but about 5 things he's up on and lying to the American people about, doing the opposite of what he ran on. And you know what? You for that, because that is you're supposed to be the opposite of everything that you have turned into. You are the opposite of what you were in your first 4 terms, the opposite of the person that you were for 2 years running. And we're only 2 years in, not even 2 years in technically, so there is still time. But everybody that I've watched economically on YouTube and stuff that follow the financial markets, housing markets anyways, they don't see any positive coming in the next year, which makes me even more scared. So screw you, buddy. Do your job. Get off Twitter. X, whatever it is. I don't know. Alright, that's about it. I'm ready for reviews, then we can peel out. You got anything to review this week?
Dude, I don't. I guess I can talk about a place that I went that I enjoyed.
There you go.
Like anybody that listens to this is ever going to be there. But if you're ever in Maine, in the middle of nowhere in Maine, there's a place, I don't even remember what town it is in, but it's called 290 Main Street. And the Maine is spelled like the state. Like that's not the address of the place. It's called 290 Main Street. Like Maine.
Yeah.
It's a little bar and grill place, and the food kicks ass. I don't know what number I'd rate it if I were to rate it, but for bar food, it's I don't have a number to give it in general because I haven't been to too many really good restaurants. So like a 10 to me might not be a 10 to most people or anybody else, but for bar and grill food, it's a 10.
Really?
Like, it's fantastic bar food, dude. It's a little bar and grill place. The restaurant, they had live music whenever we were there. It was country music, so I wasn't too on board with it. But yeah, in terms of bar and grill food, I don't know what you're gonna find better than that. What I mean? It kicked ass. A little pricey, but I don't know what normal prices are in Maine. And from my experience, everything bar and grill food was a little pricey.
Yeah.
But yeah, that place kicks ass, dude. It was very good. It is in somewhere in the middle of nowhere, about an hour and a half from Portland. I would say it was my favorite place that we went out to eat for the week, and not just because of the food, but like the whole atmosphere of it. Like it was bar and grill, but it wasn't loud and annoying and obnoxious and stupid, and the food was good. And drinks, just normal bar drinks like any bar would have. They got beer and liquor and all that good stuff. I didn't drink there, but I saw what they had. It's not some fancy over-the-top place, but it's not some rinky-dink little shithole that nobody wants to go to.
Yeah.
Because it's got a bunch of stupid, obnoxious people that are always starting shit. It's a good atmosphere. It's good food. And if it wasn't 12 hours away from me, I'd go again.
Yep. Well, heck yeah, that's awesome, dude. Those are the best places to go. There's, I know you said it wasn't rinky-dink, but those just little random hole-in-the-wall sort of places you just find. That's cool whenever you find a good one that's actually fun to go to. I'm not going to say rare, because it's definitely not rare. But to just stumble across one when you're out of state, was there a lot of places, or was it just the closest one? Or
there wasn't a lot of places. It was like the closest one to our hotel, probably.
Okay.
One of the closest ones to our hotel. It was the closest one to our hotel that we didn't already go to. So we every day somebody else picked where we were eating at, and then it was my turn, and I looked up a place, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like by the hotel. Maybe we can do this and go to the hotel in a decent hour instead of being out for 7 years again. So I picked that one, and
nice.
I was not disappointed. It was good.
Yeah, that's even cooler that was your choice then. Yeah. That's awesome.
I was so nervous. I was like, what if I pick up and go there and it sucks?
Yep. Yeah. That's good. What'd you get to eat?
I just got some burgers. Some like did I get a burger there? Yeah, no, I did get a burger there. I was trying to think of what I got. Yeah, because I got something different every time we went to one of those places. But I got a burger at that one. It kicked ass. Something that looked really good. The table next to us, somebody ordered fish. They had like fried fish. It looked like the best fish that I've ever seen.
That would be.
Like I placed my order, and 5 minutes later, their food came out, and I said, "Oh, I ordered the wrong thing."
Yeah.
So good. It looked so good. It smelled good. I was like, man, I ordered the wrong thing. Man,
if you can get some good fish, that's the best. That's awesome. All right. Well, my review, I just sent it to you. Everybody can see it here on screen. I don't know if you've been on TikTok or watched reviews at all, but there's an Asian ice cream company that makes these delicious-looking fruit ice cream candies. They're just ice cream. But they're shaped in different ones. In the mall, in the Meadowbrook Mall, in the middle of like what we would have bought like our Volcano e-cigs from, just a kiosk. Yeah. This guy that has toys has a freezer set up, and it's got like 6 flavors of these: grape, dragon fruit, all these different flavors. And it is officially the most expensive ice cream I've ever bought. It was $10 for that one ice cream.
Nice.
I'm just going to rate it straight up on ice cream and experience and everything. It's a 10 out of 10. Yeah. It is the best strawberry ice cream I've ever had. Delicious white chocolate on the outside that's got some fruit flavoring to it. Easy to eat, and though it looks small, it's really the size of a full ice cream bar. So you're paying a lot for an ice cream bar, but it's the experience with it. Dude, I walked around the mall with this thing for almost 30 minutes. I was like, I'll just let it soften, wait till we get to the car, and then we'll eat it. That thing was still frozen solid when we got to the car. Like, it is really good. It is good quality ice cream. Yeah, it made it to where me and Faith could each take bites, and it wasn't actually melting or falling off on us. You know, yeah, it was very good. So, highly recommend those. That's a Chinese brand, but you can get them at random places. But highly recommend that. That's a fun little treat, just a cool experience to do. And well, I like candy and sweets on here, so wanted to do another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's about all I got for this one. Yeah, we'll see what happens on the next one.
Nice.
Yep.
If you have any closing thoughts or closing arguments, we can hear them.
Closing thoughts or closing arguments? You know what? No, I really don't. Just gonna end with a goodbye this time, and I'll let you sign off with your own words. I have nothing to say. Goodbye, everybody.
You know what? I will also sign off. First, I'll sign off with a cheers, and then a goodbye. Because good thing. You know what? With me getting immediately called back into work, I'm glad I started drinking early, because now I can, instead of feeling like garbage in the morning, I can feel like garbage in about 6 hours, and I'll be fine tomorrow morning.
Yeah. There you go. Good times.
Yep.
Good times.
Yeah, man. I will send everybody a hoorah and a hallelujah and a cheers and mazel tov. No, I won't say that one. Sorry.
See that, and then a mazel tov cocktail comes through the door.
Yeah, I'll make one with this. And then I will also end with a goodbye, and we'll see you next week.